Welcome to Dreamcatcher, a live production replay server with similar operation to the EVS XT series of replay servers. This video is designed to be an introduction to the system, how to set it up, and some basic troubleshooting. Let's get started. The Dreamcatcher system has two main parts, a server and a remote control, plus the rest of the needed parts. 18 DIN to female BNC connectors, 2 DB25 RS422 breakouts, 2 DisplayPort to DVI adapters, and 1 touchscreen monitor. Looking at the back of the server, there are 2 USB 2.0 connections for KVM or direct USB keyboard and mouse connections. Do not use the blue VGA or green network connection. 2 USB 3.0 connectors for file and clip import from other drives. Network connection 1 is referred to as ETH0 in the system and plugs into Ethernet 0 on the back of the remote. Network connection 2 is ETH1, and this connection goes to the Magnum network on your truck, typically the .5. Next, there are 6 vertical expansion cards. Moving from left to right, DB25 RS422. Plug in the DB25 to RS422 breakout into the back of the server. 1 of the 2 XLRs need to be connected to timecode. 9 DIN connectors on the left Carac card. The bottom connection is reference. This system only takes Blackburst. The next is input-output 1, and move up to number 8. The right Carac card is connected the same way. You must have reference to each card. We will cover how to wire the I/O a little bit later in this video. Another DB25 RS422 card. Connect the breakout to this one as well. You must have timecode input on both cards. Next is the DisplayPort card. These outputs start at the bottom. Usually you're going to use 2 screens. Connect your 2 DisplayPort to DVI adapters on the connectors labeled 1 and 2. Lastly, the 10 gig connections. The top connection is ETH2. This is to connect to another Dreamcatcher. You can share files between the 2 servers as long as they are in the same video standard. If you don't have another Dreamcatcher, there is no need to connect this. The bottom connection is ETH3, the EVS media connection. Intel-style SFPs are required, and the FiberStore brand work. Connect this to your 10 gig EVS media switch. Now to the remote. Connect the other side of the Cat5 that is on the ETH0 on the server to Ethernet A. Connect the USB mouse and keyboard to the remote. If you're using a touchscreen monitor, plug in the USB into the remote as well. Connect the monitors via KVM or direct connections from the DisplayPort outs on the server. Now power on the system with the power button on the left front of the Dreamcatcher. Wait until the View user interface is loaded up. Once Dreamcatcher is fully booted and settled on the layout screen, press Ctrl-Alt-F2 on the keyboard. Type admin for the login and admin for a password when prompted. Scroll down to the network configuration menu using the arrow keys, then press enter. Set the IP addresses on ETH1 for the Magnum network and ETH3 for the 10 gig EVS media network. Once you've input the IP addresses, save and apply. When prompted for a password, type admin, then press enter. Press Ctrl-E to bring you back to the View interface. Open a web browser on the same network as the Dreamcatcher and type in the IP information you just set in the step above. http:// the IP you just set /viewweb VUEWEB. Enter username and password of admin. Click on the configuration tab at the bottom of the screen. Select the square box in the lower left side of the screen. It should turn blue. Delete all widgets by clicking on a widget and pressing the trash can icon. Select I/O in the upper left of the screen. Click on the I/O widget and resize with the blue dot handles. Select square box in the lower left side of the screen. It should now turn gray. This turns Widget Edit off. Select a preset or drag inputs and outputs to the I/O cards. Change the video standard if necessary on the I/O and press Save. Now wire your server accordingly. Now for some basic troubleshooting. If the remote is not connecting to the Dreamcatcher server, check the network connection from ETH-A on the remote to ETH-0 on the Dreamcatcher server. Remote not booting up. Use the reset button on the back of the remote. Unplug all devices from the remote and reboot. Once the remote is at the unconnected to server screen, plug in network connection and then USB devices. Touchscreen is not responsive to touch. Check USB A to B cable connection from the screen to the remote. Press Ctrl-Shift F11. On a mini keyboard, Function key must also be pressed to select which screen is the active touchscreen.